Hello everyone. Hi. Hi. Hello everyone. Today's topic of discussion is diastasis recti, and it's basically the separation of your abdominal muscles, which usually happens during the pregnancy period as the muscles stretch to accommodate the baby. And today we have with us Sunita. She is a pre and postnatal yoga consultant. She is a trained and certified yoga consultant, and she has helped hundreds of women out there in their fitness journey, both during their pregnancy as well as she will be joining us shortly. Hi, hi, Sunita. Hey, hi. Yes, somebody is having some. Hi, Sunita. How are you?
Hey, hi.
Hi, Vidya. Hey,
Hello,
Anshul.
Hello.
hello. Hope you both are doing good.
Ah,
Yeah, I'm recovering from
sick.
COVID.
Yeah. Yeah, sick, but yeah, like that, very good. How are you, Vidya?
I'm better. I'm better than the last session.
Okay. How are you, Sunita? Vidya, are you getting her? Because I
I,
think there's some disturbance here.
yeah, it's still loading. Maybe she's, mm, we'll just wait for her. And once she's online, maybe you can start with first question. There are so many questions.
Yeah, and I
She
see,
also has received.
yeah, in the comments also, I see some people were having some questions. I just missed that comment. Mm.
Yeah, she also has received so many questions. We were like, okay, let's try to address as many as possible, but
Yeah.
if not, we can have another session.
I'm sorry, I
I
don't know.
think
I just lost the
Yeah,
connection in between.
no issues, no issues. Now you're
that's
getting
all.
us, right? You're able to hear
Yeah,
us?
yeah, yeah. Now it's very clear. Now
Okay,
it's fine. All
awesome.
good.
Awesome.
All good.
So, yeah, I think, the problem diastasis recti, it's more common than we anticipated. So there were
That's
lots of questions. Okay.
that's true.
Yeah, let me start with my first question to you, Sunita. So let's start
Yeah.
with the most basic thing. Okay.
Yeah.
What is diastasis recti?
So it's a very simple way I'll say. Diastasis means separation. Recta is the rectus abdominis. So it's a six pack, nothing. So it's a separation of the six pack muscle. So, but basically, it's a condition of a core dysfunction. When the core is not functioning the way it has to function, that is when that condition is termed as diastasis recti. And this is something which happens predominantly during the pregnancy and postpartum. That's how it is.
Okay.
Okay. How do we identify that?
See, one simple way is the self-assessment, which we can do by ourselves at home anytime we can do. But we have to not do it immediately after the labor, at least minimum of 6 to 8 weeks of gap postpartum. Only then we need to try it. And apart from that, there are also a few symptoms which actually comes up postpartum, which we can actually get to know that, okay, there may be something more than this, like not just bloating, constipation, if there is also urinary incontinence, and there is a doming kind of effect or a coning effect of the abdomen when they try to sit up or stand up, right? So all that actually, it's an indication that, yes, there's something wrong in the functionality of the abdomen. So that's one way we can actually find out there's a DR.
Okay.
Okay, it's like
Let's
when
see.
we sit, it will come. Yeah, sorry.
No, no, no. See, think you're lying down flat on the back, and you want to just lift up, like lift up, but lift straight up, not to the sideways, not turning to the side and lifting up. Think you want to lift up straight up. That time you'll have a doming effect of the abdomen. So the abdomen will just dome up like this, like a coning effect. It happens. Okay, that is exactly at the
Okay.
navel. There will be a doming effect like this. So that actually shows that there is a DR and there's a pretty lot of gap, like 2 finger or 3 finger gap.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Fine. So there's another way, right? We had a discussion. Do you remember, Vidya? We discussed diastasis recti. It was not a separate topic of discussion, but it just came up with Dr. Vidhi. You remember? And she
Yeah.
was talking about some
Yes.
3 finger or 2 finger gap thing, like lie down and then press your 2 fingers. So, do you suggest that? Should that be
Yes, yes. See,
tried
that
at
is
home?
a correct. See, that is a self-assessment. See, how
Okay.
we do the self-assessment at home is like after the postpartum, like 6 or 8 weeks postpartum, whether it is a C-section or a normal birth, whatever kind of birth it is, you just lie down flat on the back and you have to bend the knees. Okay, you're going to bend the knees towards your glutes. You're going to just bend the knees, place the feet flat on the floor. Make sure you're doing this on the floor with a mat, and you're going to inhale fully. Make sure your abdomen gets bigger, and as you exhale, you're going to lift your head up, shoulders up to your chest level. You can support your head with your hand. Okay, you're just going to support your head with your hand,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to lift up. And with one hand, you're going to support your head, and you're going to take your 2 fingers first and just insert right above the navel. You're going to just insert like this horizontally right above the navel. And just try to see if there you're able to find some firmness of the muscles, or it's just a squishy, deep 2 finger, or there is some firmness, or there's very deep or shallow. Try to find out that. Sometimes 2 fingers it'll be like nothing. That is when we have to insert 3 fingers and check how much depth and how much width it is. That is nothing but self-assessment of the DR, what we do at home.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes we may not get it right also, right?
I
Self-assessment.
think it's
Yeah.
better to first, for the
Yes.
first time, to consult an expert and then, like,
Yes. We can
yeah.
actually, they can meet the professional. They will actually give a check, and then they will exactly say like whether it's 2 finger or 3 finger, 3.5 finger, and the depth is actually important. See, it's not just the width, the depth matters. So the depth also, it's like
Mm-hmm.
1 knuckle, 2 knuckle, 3 knuckle. No? They just find out that. And that is when we have to get to know, and as and when we progressively work on it, and we have to keep checking it, like maybe like 10 days once or something, to find out that okay, is there any improvement or not.
Okay, yeah. Vidya,
Okay.
yeah, before, like, you jump on to your next question, there are many questions coming up, okay?
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, one basic question that I found, like, which most of the people have, is that, like, can it be healed?
Yes, definitely. DR can be healed, definitely. See, what I say is always whenever you're being detected with a DR, actually don't think about the surgery as the first option. That's not the first option. If there is a severity of the DR, like it's like more than 3.5 finger gap, and there are a lot of other subsequent issues attached to that, like maybe like a severe prolapse or urinary incontinence or something like that. That is a major condition. That is when we think about the surgery. But what we say is just go with a proper professional who's going to help you to heal with a proper breath work, posture, and with a proper strengthening of your abdomen, the entire core system. So it's definitely can be healed. There's no doubt about that. It can be healed, and irrespective of the age, irrespective of when you have given birth, it may be like few months back or many years back, still you can be healed.
Wow, that I think that covers most of the questions. Thank you, Sunil.
Yes. Welcome.
Yeah. So how can yoga help in DR,
See,
Sunita?
I wouldn't say like exactly yoga. I would say go with the rehab. Okay. So it's like, it's a yoga inspired kind of rehab. So we are using the yoga poses. I'm not saying no, but the thing is, we are actually modifying the poses such a way that the asanas, the such a way that it will be helpful for the DR women, like that she's going to heal from it. It should not going to make her system worse by just doing the traditional asanas. There's no point doing the same traditional ways and going to injure her more deeper, right? So we have to heal her.
Yeah.
So we have to do the variations accordingly.
Okay. I saw one comment, which said she's 1 year, it's been 1 year, 8 months, and still she has DR.
Yes.
So, is there a time limit that, of course, sooner the better, but if it is too late, what would be the first thing to do in a DR?
First thing to heal is the breath work. First thing, see, irrespective of however late or however early you are, I say for all women, start with your breath work. See, even before the 6 weeks, right? Even before 6 weeks, when mother is nursing, she can at least concentrate on the breath and observe whether she's really breathing right. That means Right inhale, right exhale. When you're inhaling, make sure that abdomen gets bigger, it bulges. When you're exhaling, make sure abdomen goes inwards. So that's the first thing. By chance, if her breath is reversed, right, like exhalation, like abdomen is coming out, and inhalation, she's taking her abdomen in, that is going to worsen the situation of the DR, because it doesn't allow the pelvic floor as well as the diaphragm to sync up and to with the core system. So that is when the DR
Mm-hmm.
just gets damaged more and more and more. So I say first thing is just concentrate on the breath and make sure that you're breathing right. That's the most simple thing all women can do. And one more thing, what I suggest is
Okay.
whenever mother is nursing, that is the best time for her to concentrate on the breath and check if she's breathing right. Because see, always mothers are so held up, right, with so much of work, and it's not possible to ask her to just sit and meditate. It's not ideally, practically not going to work. So just get mindful while
That
you're
causes more
breastfeeding.
stress, I feel, if you're asking a mother to sit and meditate.
It will not
Yeah,
work. I know. It
I
will
can
not work.
imagine what she'll think. Yeah, there's
No,
one more
but
question,
yeah, I
Sunita.
just need to stress on that point. I think the last session also when we had, we spoke a lot about the breath work. So
Yes, yes, yes.
all the people who are out there listening to this session, viewing the session, okay, breath work, it seems very simple, but it
Yes.
actually drives a lot of changes in your body. So I think, and
Yeah,
it's as simple, like you don't even need an expert. You can actually practice it by yourself. So maybe you
Yes,
can just
yes.
start by doing that, and then you can see changes for yourself. So yeah, that is
That's
something
the
that is a
most
very
true.
simple.
helpful tip.
That's true.
Yeah, one question here. What if somebody has prolapse and DR? What can be helpful in this case?
Prolapse condition we need
Shruti
to check
Sharma.
first. Okay, and first thing, we can't directly work on the prolapse. We have to start from the DR, and they have to 100% work with a practitioner in such cases, and
Yes,
no watching the YouTube videos or just listening to a friend or a phone. Please don't do that. Make sure
prolapse is a severe
Yeah.
prolapse is
condition.
a severe condition. It's actually a very critical condition in which mother has to be as addressed as early as possible. So make sure that you work with a practitioner who has really good knowledge on both DR as well as the prolapse, because sometimes these two will also be accompanied with hernia, umbilical hernia, and so everything has to be
Okay.
handled together. Because if you do one, another one can damage even more. It can worsen the situation. So it should be like a complete functionality. Nothing has to be worked in isolation. Everything has to
Okay.
be together worked in these cases. Like complete core system has to be worked together, like pelvic floor, spine stabilizers, the glute muscles, the hip muscles. Everything has to be worked to support the core system completely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, then a very important point you mentioned, Sunita. Please don't go and watch some
Yes,
YouTube and,
yes, yes, yes,
try
yes,
to do something on your own and worsen the condition.
yes.
Yes, please contact
Prolapse
an
is
expert
serious,
and
and
they will.
for that matter, if you know that you have a prolapse, I'm sure like you must have consulted somebody who has diagnosed you with the prolapse. So yeah,
Correct.
it's best to consult the right doctor in this case,
Yes,
and
yes, yes.
yeah, and not just try to fix it by yourself. Yeah.
Correct, correct, correct. And there are a few doctors who work on this. Please work with them, or few of the pelvic floor physiotherapists can also help, or some of the professionals of postnatals can also help. So just make sure you're going to trust that person whom you really find comfortable with, and you have to work with them. And it will not happen in just few days. It's a journey. It has to be worked for a few months and weeks together with them.
Yeah.
But it's possible to heal
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
But can DR be healed on its own?
See, nothing can be healed on its own. It's a damage, it's an injury, and it takes time. And see, and it can't be done in isolation. Think you have a puzzle and there are so many pieces. You just can't say two, three pieces I'll collect and I'll make a puzzle. It's just like that. Deer can't be healed by saying that, okay, I'm just going to correct my eating habits, so heal it on your own. I'm just going to correct my breath work and
Hmm.
heal it on your own. No, it doesn't work like that. Isolation, maybe you can get, okay, you can get some clarity, okay, what is happening. But to get the complete the puzzle to be solved, you need to work to the core system, to the breath work, as well as to the posture, eating habits, sleep, so many things. You can't just say that heal on your own. It doesn't happen that way. It has to be put some effort.
Right. Yeah. So other than self-assessment, what other symptoms can, we go have a check on so that we'll go for this kind of checkup?
Okay. See, another kind of things is you'll not have much stability. Like whenever you're walking or you're picking the kid from the floor, you feel that you're having that hip pain and the pubic
Mm-hmm.
pain and a lot of glutes pain and severe lower back pain, mid back pain, and the entire spine will be paining. Any one of these symptoms will be like majorly hitting them. Sometimes even knee pain also will trigger, but knee pain will be the last option. Around the pelvis will be the first pain which is going to trigger for the women, especially the hip flexors pain and the doming effect, the coning effect, what I told, that also will be easily visible for the women. And also the whenever a woman is trying to do some lifting some heavy thing like a baby or something from the floor, she'll feel that her abdomen is literally protruding outwards, like rounded, it's protruding outwards, like fallen off. So
Mm-hmm.
that is also one of the easy way to identify that okay, there are no system mechanism which is holding her belly or organs inwards tightly, that she can get to know. And when she's climbing the steps little getting down the steps a little bit faster, she feels that something is moving inside. The organs are so
Okay.
loose, it just literally feels that okay, something is moving inside. She can literally feel it, not just the belly pouch. All this proves that
Mm-hmm.
that linen alba line is very very thin connective tissue, has lost its function completely, and that is when the dr is not, dr is like very much prominent. So it can easily be identified by the women, but she has to be a little mindful and observe what is happening with her.
Yeah, Vidya, I just have one
Right.
question, Vidya. Um, okay, as I understand as of today, okay, there are many women, most of the women who get pregnant do face DR. Okay, most of us
Mhm.
do have that
Yes.
problem. Many of us, or even I can say most of us, actually live with it without actually doing anything much about it, unless and until it creates some kind of complication. Okay, so
Correct,
what are the
correct.
complications? Like if we leave DR unfixed, okay, unattended to, as we discussed now, that it cannot resolve by itself. You have to put
Yes,
in some effort, and you
yes.
have to actually focus on it to fix it. So if it is left unattended, or the woman is not actually doing anything for it, because it's not giving her maybe immediate, it's not causing any immediate issue. What are the complications that can arise in such case?
One is the next complication will be the hernia, umbilical hernia. She'll can easily see that it's just protruding outwards, umbilical hernia. That is the first case. And prolapse, yes, definitely prolapse is another one. And severe back pain, lower back pain, tailbone pain, that's a coccyx pain, will be very intense for a woman. And sometimes it can also lead to the sciatica pain, which goes till the heel. And for some women, gain of weight, over weight gain, and which leads to the knee pain. These are the main issues which can lead to. And definitely, urinary incontinence is also followed along with that. It's a part of it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a question called, yeah, they want to know what is prolapse.
See, prolapse is a condition where the organs just moves below its position, like the organs of maybe a bladder or when the uterus, it just moves below its position towards the vagina. So that is when the woman will have a lot of pressure downwards, and she'll have a lot of pain during the intercourse, during whenever she want to pass her stools or pass her urine, and she'll not have control over urine, and she'll always have that heaviness, a lot of pressure downwards, pulling downwards towards the gravity. So that is a condition of prolapse.
Thank you, Sunita. Two more questions over here. I'll just shoot them out at you both together. So one
Mhm.
question was that can DR be fixed or healed if the woman is working out in a gym? So that was the first question. Second question is, without healing the DR from first childbirth, if one becomes pregnant again for the second time, is it going to harm the body?
Yes. What do you want me to answer first?
In the same, yeah, in the same order maybe.
Okay, okay. So working out in the gym, see, it's first I would say that work on your rehab, okay? Work on the core rehab and then train yourself. And then go to any of the activities which you're really missing during the pregnancy. Before you jump onto any physical activities like like playing anything or running or jogging or whatever, first But give that confidence to your body, heal itself fully, work on the rehab, and then do any other work. Because all of a sudden, you're going to jump into the activities which you're really missing from the last 9 months. You're going to harm your body. It's not like it's just that instant happiness, that's it. But you're doing a lot of damage to yourself in a long run. And that is not something which is recommended, highly not recommended. See, if you think you have a DR and you're going to gym and lifting the weights, you're going to damage your system. You're not going to heal your system. You're doing a lot of damage.
Right.
Or else think you're doing just in treadmill, if you're doing a run or something like that, again, you're damaging your system. It's not healing your system. So that doesn't work.
Right.
But think if you're going to gym and working on the very mild exercises with the stretch bands or something like that, that is different. So it always depends. Don't generalize as a gym or any other workout. Analyze what you're doing and are you doing with the breath or not. That matters. That really matters.
Right.
Okay, and
Yeah.
can you repeat that? Another
second
second question. Yeah.
The second question was that, like, say the woman is having a DR after her first pregnancy, and then, like, without actually addressing that issue, she goes on and gets pregnant for the second time. So, is it going to harm her body?
Yes, definitely to a major extent. In this cases, what happens is during her second pregnancy itself, she'll start getting a lot of issues in the pregnancy itself. Because again, in the pregnancy, the diastasis recti, that separation goes even more wider. The linea alba loses all its laxity and gets very, very softer, and it doesn't support the organs at all. And it's very hard for the fetus also to be supported during the second labor, during the second pregnancy. So that is when she ended up with a lot of severe back pain, constipation, bloating, and a lot of pubic pain. The pelvis pain will be too much for her. And also she can develop hernia during the pregnancy itself. There's a high chances of umbilical hernia during the pregnancy. And immediately after pregnancy, there would be chances of deepening all this issue along with prolapse, if it's not
Thank you.
addressed.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for that. There was one more question.
Yeah.
We are having so many questions. I think we are going to
Yeah.
out of our questions what we had actually prepared, Nita. Yeah, so there's another
But go ahead. Yeah.
yeah, does belly belt help DR?
Not exactly. See here, anything overuse, it's going to damage the system. Definitely, it's going to damage the system. Think if somebody says that belly belt is going to help, and you're going to overuse it, like whenever you're sleeping, eating, sitting, like 24 hours, if you're using it, definitely it's going to harm the system because maybe it will not help in syncing up with the breath, and you're going to put a lot of internal abdominal pressure again, and it's going to weaken the pelvic floor and the chances of highly weakening the pelvic floor. So I would not recommend, like, it is good. The girdles will give us support. Definitely, it will give us support for the women.
Support, back support.
That's it,
Like,
yes. But it will not fix the root cause. It will not fix the root cause. It's not a solution.
Yeah, and that too, belly belt is you cannot use it for a prolonged period of time because you don't want your body to get used of the belly belt because belly belt is ultimately going to support your back. It's going to help your back so that you're maintaining your right posture. But if you're going to overuse it for a prolonged period of time, then your body is going to get used to it, and then it will be a difficulty for you to switch off from the belly belt. So yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, with that.
What is it? Yeah, finally. What is the difference between abdominal separation and DR?
Okay, so most of the women get confused. So think they will do a self-assessment at home and they find a two-finger gap. Okay, so not all women who have two-finger gap they've been termed as a DR, like a diastasis recti. So that might be also an abdominal separation. So what is this abdominal separation is? Think the core is still functioning. She's not having any other symptoms, issues like back pain or glutes pain, pelvis pain, or urinary incontinence. She doesn't have any of this issue. And she's not having that doming effect, that coning effect is not there. And she's able to do her activities really well. That means her core is functioning. She is having a good core system. Her glutes are supporting the core system. Everything is going on fine. It's just that she has a separation. It's going to be healed by with little bit of activities and little bit of the breath work. On its own, it can heal in certain cases. That is abdominal separation. But along with the gap, if she is having all the other symptoms and there is no core stability, there is no mechanical control in her abdomen, that is a condition of the DR. It's a core dysfunction. So there's a difference, core functionality, core dysfunctionality. So this is the major difference of abdominal separation and a DR.
Okay.
So long, I didn't even realize that. So our core muscles are so important.
Yes, it's very, very,
Unless
very.
I got pregnant.
Exactly.
You know, I did not even realize it after getting pregnant. I actually realized it after meeting Sunita. I feel like, after having that last session, I was like, this is so important.
You
This is
know what?
something that is really important.
And
And we
pregnancy
hardly
is the best
Yeah.
time.
notice,
Uh-huh.
we don't notice it. And, the major, drawback of our entire system is that no gynecologist also talks about it, that you have to
Yes,
strengthen
yes,
your
yes,
core muscles.
Yes.
Nobody
yes,
is
yes,
telling you, okay?
yes,
And it's only after you get the problem, then maybe there are a few suggestions coming up. That too, when
yes,
you're
yes,
actually in a deep
yes,
hole
yes,
already.
correct,
It's
correct.
not just that, okay,
Exactly.
it's okay, you go get pregnant again. Nobody is bothered.
Yeah,
If people are
true,
not
true.
aware, they are not
That's
going to
true.
know that they actually have a problem.
That's true.
So yeah,
That's
it's sad.
True.
really very sad,
It's
very
sad
sad, Nidhi.
actually.
Yes.
But you know what?
I
Pregnancy is the
I
best time to reconnect with the core. That's very easy, and it's the best time to reconnect with the core. But we miss out that time because nobody guides as well, and we
yeah,
have knowledge. That is the main problem.
true. How we can prevent DR during pregnancy?
See, in pregnancy, definitely we can prevent TR. One is the good posture. Maintain the posture. It's very important. See, why posture in the sense? Because see, as the uterus is getting bigger, there is a tilt of the pelvis. So there is an anterior tilt of the pelvis, and there'll be a shift in the gravity also. We'll also feel like, right, in the
Mhm.
last trimester, the gravity shift is there. Whenever you're getting down the steps, you can feel that.
Yeah.
So there's a shift in the gravity, and this is all very natural. And that is when we have to work with the proper breath work and with the posture work and work on the exercises that is not going to harm the abdomen. It should not harm the abdomen. It should not
Mhm.
widen the gap. It should not make the gap more thinner and lose its elasticity. We shouldn't do that. Instead, we should work on strengthening the glutes, strengthening the thighs, the quads, inner thighs, and strengthening the back muscles. All these things in the right way, if we are able to work it out during the pregnancy, along with the breath work, definitely, it's just an ab separation. And it's not a DR. And women can heal on her own postpartum. And that is how we can prevent a DR during pregnancy.
There's one question, okay,
Mm.
but before going to
Mm.
that question, I just got a question. Like you said that pregnancy is the best time to work on your core,
Mm.
okay, or your
Mm.
muscles. Why do you say that, Sunita? Like, why is pregnancy the best time? Why not,
See,
like, yeah.
postpartum, again, there is so much of changes in the hormones. That is one thing. And the other one is postpartum women is definitely more tired than a pregnant woman. Okay. And in pregnancy, we'll have actually less work compared to postpartum. And in postpartum, it's like,
Yeah.
it's like we have gone through a series of damage during the birth. And it's like, okay, we're just managing that. And there's lack of sleep, severe sleep deprivation will be there. And there's
I,
so many other problems to deal with. And along with that, we have our core system to work on. And it's so challenging for a woman. It's not easy.
you are just talking my heart out,
Yeah.
okay? Okay, I'll come to my
Yeah.
question. Seriously, postpartum is like, the most like nobody wants to talk about it. Really, nobody wants to talk about it because it's so gray. It's like, black,
Yes,
gray.
yes,
It's
yes,
all
yes,
like shadowy.
yes.
Yeah. So the question,
There's so
the
much
question.
care about the kid, baby, and all that. Child care is highly important. Where is the mother in here?
I didn't even know, yeah. Core muscles. I was like, what? Give me some time to sleep.
Yes, yes, that is what. At the end of the day, okay, I want to sleep and nothing else. Forget about everything.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. If I start on my story, my sad story, I think I'm just going to flood this flood this Instagram session out. Okay. So the question we have, Sunita, is I have only pain in the hip joints and sometimes knee joint, but I never felt any instability in my abdomen. Do I have DR?
Once we have to have a DR check, okay, but better to let you go with a DR assessment on her own and see if the finger gap. And along with that, just let she start on working with the glute strengthening and the lower body because she's saying she has in the knee pain. Considering the knee pain, working on the quads, stretching as well as strengthening of the glutes, that should get her DR better. Means whatever the gap is there, she has to improve the gap. If she's having two finger, it has to come to one and a half, one finger. And if she's having three knuckles, it has to come to two. that means she's healing. It's not like it's too major. It should be fine.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So I had few friends who used to tell me that they had a belly pouch. They would not be I should not. Please don't get offended by using the term fat. So they're not fat from top to bottom. Okay, only they have a belly pouch.
Yes, yes.
And what they used to tell me is, no, this is because I had a C-section and I did not get my tummy tied properly. So this is always there. So it is, it is protruding and it can be seen, visibly it is there. So what do you suggest? I mean, yeah, of course, we have to check whether it's a DR or abdominal separation, everything. And they also, I remember very clearly that they used to complain of lower back pain. They say, no, no, from when I had a C-section, all these things are there. So everything is related to the type of childbirth. My question here is, does that really matter?
See, not exactly. See, most of the things are myth here. It's all about your core strength. See, I have few clients who have had a C-section and they're very fine after the postpartum. That's how they have healed their core and how they have worked their core during the pregnancy. Also have clients who have had a normal vaginal birth without any issues, but also they end up with a lot of pain postpartum of a lower back pain, even without taking an epidural. That just proves that
Right.
they're not strengthened their core system. That's it. And the belly pouch, right? When you come to the belly pouch, it has to be worked. It's not like, see, motherhood can't come. We can't say that belly pouch is a part of motherhood package. We can't accept that, right?
Right.
We love our bodies.
Yeah.
We can't just accept all that. You have to work on it. Your body has gone through so much. You have done so much in the past 9-10 months. You have to work on your system to strengthen the deep abdominal tissues and go with the proper breath work. Definitely the belly pouch starts tightening, your organs starts sitting tight, intact, and that protruding and that flabbiness, what is there in the abdomen, definitely it will reduce.
Okay.
Right. So there's one more question. I mean, there are a lot of questions, but yeah, this is from us.
Okay.
So if you don't heal DR right away after childbirth, is it too late?
No, it's not. Never too late. Never too late.
Yeah,
That
I
is
think
one
we
thing.
answered that question.
Yes, it's never too late.
Yeah. And there were some questions which you had sent, right? You
Yes,
received
I
it,
received few
Sunita.
of the
So I
questions.
will, yeah, I'll read those, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So can we do yoga after having food, like in afternoon times? Kids leave us alone only at that time.
That is there, but see, especially these kind of related to abdomen immediately after food, I will not recommend. That's again adding a lot of stress onto the mother abdomen and all that. So I would not recommend. At least go with 2.5 of meal gap, or 2.5 hours of meal gap. That would be the ideal time. But I will not say that morning only should be done, evening only should be done. Go with any time when you are free, for especially for the mother. You don't have to follow some holistic approach. Choose your time. Be free to choose it, but don't do immediately after meal. It's not
Mm.
recommended.
Any form of
Right.
exercise is actually not recommended immediately after you have eaten your food. So yeah, 2.5 hours gap should be there.
Yeah, no form of exercises are recommended. If you want to go, you can just go for a light walk, not even a brisk walk. That is also not recommended.
Right. Yes. Next question is, need some personal trainer or can it be healed with home workouts and yoga for DR, I guess.
DR, you need a trainer. Definitely work with a trainer,
Yeah.
because if you're doing on your own, it might damage the system more.
Yeah, and another, like,
Right.
just for everyone out there, another good part about the way trainers work, as I understood from you, Sunita, correct me if I'm wrong. It's not like you are subscribing to a gym membership or something wherein you're paying yearly fees or, like,
Yes. Yes.
quarterly fees or something. So it's like, charged per session. So you can
Yes.
start, you can work with the trainer, okay?
Yes.
And nowadays, like, people like Sunita, they are also conducting online personalized sessions to their clients. So you can work on a session by session basis. You don't even have to, like, actually make a payment in advance or something like
Yes.
that. So you can work out and you can see, I mean, as Sunita said, that there will be a noticeable difference. So you can see the gap reducing, the depth reducing. So you can judge that for yourself. Okay. It's for it's just like, you're helping yourself by not helping yourself directly. You need a person who is an expert, who needs to pitch in. And it's not like for every workout you will need a personal trainer. Maybe you can have a couple of sessions, and maybe that
Yes.
trainer, like if we are talking about Sunita, maybe she's the one who can suggest you that, okay, like, you have, like, you have got hold of these. Uh, like, poses, and you have got hold of this workout, so maybe you can continue for a week or two and then come back for another
Yes,
session,
yes,
something like that.
yes.
Yeah, so
That
you can
that's how
plan it out in that way.
that's how I work usually with all my
Yeah.
clients.
Yeah. So there's one another mother, I guess, with twins not having time to do yoga and other stuffs. Kindly suggest some ideas.
I understand it's very hard. I just say go with a proper breath work. That's the only thing what she can do with at least for few months. That's the
But
best thing.
yeah, but sorry to interrupt you, Sunita, but seriously, like, yeah, I agree that, having twins is double the work, and maybe
Yes.
I will not be able to understand it because I do not have twins.
Uh-huh.
Okay, but then still, I feel that you have to make time for yourself. Because that is something that you're not doing only for yourself, you're also doing it for your babies. Because you
That's
are the best gift, that your babies will ever have, and you should not lose that gift. Just
that's
like,
true.
in the process of taking care of your babies, taking care of yourself is also taking care of your baby. Think about
That's
it
true.
in that way and
Yeah.
make time for yourself. You can, like, see, every person is different, every person has a different schedule. Definitely, it's very difficult for every one of us out there to make time for ourselves, but consider it not a luxury. Consider it the basic care that you deserve, you need.
Yes.
Okay, so
That's
that's
true.
how you can actually carve out time for yourself.
That's true.
Yeah, true. I still remember I used to just sit, okay, to start my yoga, and my daughter will come and sit on my lap.
No, I
I'll
have
be like,
all my
serious.
clients with the kids. All my clients will get their kids,
Yeah,
and I'm happy about it. There's no offense at all. But do
yeah,
something, do it for yourself. Let your kids
yes,
be there on the mat,
just,
but do it.
Yeah.
That's
And
it.
maybe
yeah,
maybe they will get used to it because
Yes, yes,
yeah, when I work out,
yeah,
okay, when I work out at home, okay, when I do some workouts at home, I put on some music and my baby is actually enjoying that. He's happy, he keeps
yes.
looking at me, smiling, and he's all excited for my workout session. So even before
That's true.
I'm there, the moment he sees me changing and getting dressed up, he runs, like, to that
Yes,
place where I actually work out,
yes,
and he's like, oh, clapping, now mama is going to come. So, actually you can
yeah,
inculcate that thing in them. Over the period of time, they will start enjoying it.
yes, yes, yes. And that's a
true.
must.
Maybe he'll think that mama is
Yeah,
working or she's dancing or doing some strange moves or something, and
Yeah,
yeah.
entertainment.
entertainment.
She
That's
used to
true.
actually, true. She used to tell me first, okay, Amma, yoga beda, yoga
Uh,
beda. Now she's like, where you're not doing yoga, go
uh.
do yoga, she will say. So it's now ulta. So and there's one more. How long will it take to cure three finger gap for DR?
How long is actually it's not a right way to answer that question because because each individual body types are different. But what I can say is you will see a progressive difference in the every sessions you attend. There'll be as and when you're working out with the rightly every day or every alternate day or thrice a week or whatever, you will see a progressive difference. But exact amount of time what you're asking, that's really we have to see the body type and observe how their movements are. Only then we can actually say
It
it.
also depends on your dedication, your level of
Yes,
dedication.
yes. And the food also
Yes,
matters a
definitely.
lot. Even the food also matters a lot. Wrong food, and that is leading to constipation. Then there's no point, right? We are working out in the right way so that they
Yeah,
should not be constipated and bloated. But after the class, if they're having the wrong food, then there's no point at all. Again, they'll be constipated and bloated. So it's again a damage.
right.
Right.
So again, the other questions are the same. Like we have already answered, how should I get to know whether I have a DR? Then what should I do to follow? I mean, what should I do to rectify it? And also, we have already answered that. just to summarize what you have told, Sunita, other than I'm not sure how many of us will get it right, the self-assessment technique, what you have told, but they can look out for symptoms like, lower back pain or constipation, then the tailbone, the pain in the tailbone, or, when they're getting down or lifting something, they have pain in their pelvic floor muscles, and when they are getting down the stairs they feel their organs are a little loose kind of.
Yes,
I
yes,
mean, they can literally feel there is
yes.
some, it's not in the proper
Stable.
position,
Yes,
so stable. So that then if they want to even a small activity, they will feel so strained, their lower back
yes,
is
yes, yes.
always strained.
And always they'll be
Yeah,
having severe
so
fatigue. Fatigue will also one of the
mm,
symptoms. Severe fatigue because their abdomen is not functioning right, and core is not supporting. How much will the other muscles work for doing all the housework and
right,
other things? They'll be severely fatigued.
Right.
right. And maybe I'm not sure. So will there be a visible pouch, belly pouch for DR, whether they
Yes,
have it or
yes,
yeah,
yes.
okay,
Visible pouch will be there. Definitely, it will be there. And it's
okay,
worsening if they're not working on healing towards it. It can't heal on its own when they are actually having a DR. But if they're having abdominal separation, it will heal on its own, but not DR.
okay, not DR, right. So this question is just to understand, okay, it's
Mhm,
not for new mothers alone. So if a new mother has had a DR
mhm,
and she did not, rectify it at all,
mhm.
so can her belly pouch start, becoming big and big? I mean, after menopause also it might aggravate.
Yes,
Is
the
there a
chances.
possibility
Chances
like
are
that?
there. Chances are there. If you never address the issue, then we can't even expect
Mm-hmm.
to have any of the benefits from that. It's going to worsen and worsen. That's it. So
But
chances
just
are
like,
there. Yes.
reiterating what Sunita said, it's never too late. Okay, you
Yes,
can
it's never
start
too
Yes,
late.
whenever you feel, whenever you
Yes.
are ready, you can actually start without thinking that it's too late. So it's not
Yes.
too late.
It's
It's
never
like,
too
it's
late.
always the right time to start.
right.
Yes.
And
Okay.
it can also put pressure, a lot of pressure on the knees also, right? This
Yes,
belly
yes,
pouch.
yes. See, when the pelvis is
Yeah,
not ready to handle all the weight of your body, the next joint is the knee joint. So it definitely goes to the knee joint.
right,
So that is the reason most of the women they end up with severe knee pain postpartum. But the issue, but if you go to the
right.
doctors, right, they help you to they just check the knee, but they don't know. They'll not even go towards
Yeah,
what is the issue, where is the root cause. So try to go a little deeper.
yeah.
If you're a postpartum woman, just analyze, okay, from when you started getting the pain, what is the root cause? Talk to some experts, go to a professional, and try to fix the root cause. Don't just work on
You
superficial
rightly
layers.
said. Right, Sunita, if I remember correctly, right? See, when we go for knee pain, nobody even is observing what has the
Yes, yes,
main
yes,
part of your body that
yes,
has done so much work.
yes,
Nobody
yes.
is even concentrating on that.
Nobody,
They
nobody.
just tell, no, you need
Yes,
multivitamins. Okay,
yes,
you are
yes,
just
yes,
tired. You take calcium. But that nothing is, the core problem, nobody is looking at
nobody.
it.
That's
Even
true.
I had
That's
back
true.
issues. Luckily, it was not. I don't know. I don't think it's a DR.
Okay.
Yeah, or yeah, but
Get
it
it,
went away. So
yeah,
lower
get
back pain
yourself
went away.
assisted. It's never too late. Get
Yeah,
yourself
yeah.
assist.
You can
Exactly.
just get assisted. But most of the
Yeah,
time, if I
but
have to say, yeah, yeah, Simi.
I did that. I did that self assessment for myself. Actually, I just wanted to confront it. I did that.
That's
Like,
good.
I
That's
did.
good.
I did that after we had that session with Dr. Vidhi, right? So after that, I actually
yeah,
sat down and I did that thing for myself. I don't have it.
That is good. See, that gives us peace, actually. Right? The
Yeah,
thing I can
yeah.
just do once.
yeah.
It is, but nobody, as you said, nobody is even worried about core muscles. They don't even care what is that.
Yes.
Nothing. It is actually they should be telling us, okay, after childbirth, you should concentrate on strengthening your core and pelvic muscles. They
Yes.
should tell
They
this
should tell
because
this.
that is very important for
We are
us.
telling with the
Even when we are telling it, yes, yes, but in the hospital,
no, we are telling
yeah,
it through our post, right? We are even telling it through the new mother
ex
for the first
exactly,
40 days after
Yes.
childbirth.
yeah,
We are
Yes.
talking,
Yes.
we have a complete section on,
yes.
focused on this particular area itself. So it's more about, like, understanding what changes have happened in our body and then addressing those changes. Like rather than
That's
like,
true.
waiting for problems to crop up and then going and
Yes,
fixing them.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. See?
We are done with
Yeah.
questions. Are there any more questions,
Yeah.
Nilufar?
Yeah. High no finger gap but dooming of yeah, there's one question. I think maybe like we can take this one as the last question. Yeah, before that there
Yeah.
was one comment saying that please have the recorded session. So we are going to have the session on our feed, but I think there's some issue with Instagram, so we are also going to upload it on our YouTube channel, and like we'll be sharing that link on our feed, so you can go to our YouTube channel and have a view at the session if you want to. I don't know why this person has asked. Okay, anyways. Yeah, there's one question. Hi, there's no finger gap, but dooming of upper abdomen. Is that a DR?
If she has done the assessment by herself, once more she can get it done with some professional. Because sometimes if there's no horizontal gap, we need to check the vertical gap also. Might be that will cause an maybe that is the issue that we need to check. I think I've lost the connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you
Yeah,
are breaking. Your voice is breaking.
Yes.
okay. You're able to hear me now?
No.
No. You're able to hear me, right, Vidya? Because
Yes, yes.
you are
I'm
clear
able
to me.
to.
Yeah.
You're able to hear me now?
Actually, Sunita, no, your voice is breaking. Your video is also paused. It's loading.
Yeah.
Okay. What about now? Is the video fine?
Video is not fine. I think at least you can answer. Even if the video is not fine, that's okay. Once you answer, we can end the session.
Yeah.
I'm not able to hear you
Or maybe let us
correctly.
take it offline, Vidya. Maybe we can answer it along with the post. Maybe we can comment it on the post. Right. So,
Yeah, yeah, sure,
like,
sure.
what was the question? The question was that there's no finger gap, but there's a dome, right? So that was one question. And maybe we can take up this question as well, that when can we do pelvic strengthening exercises for C-section? I mean, when is the right time to start? So maybe, yeah, these two questions, we will answer it, like, in the description of the post. Okay?
Yeah. If not, you can also ping Sunita separately. I mean, DM her
Or else we
and
can pick
get.
us and we can, like, we can forward your query to her. So thank you
Sure,
so
sure.
much. Thanks, Vidya, for
Yeah.
joining.
Thank you, Nilufar.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Bye.
Bye.